Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
We got the real Dana Strumm. It's another one that, another little chit chat that Evil set up. So, what am I seeing here in the still here, Dana? It looks like double team bumper cars or something. We got dollar store Tommy Lee and Blando versus you and Vince.
Oh, Mr. Rubin, for sure you're catching on. We've been very, very busy in the Vince Neil camp. As you know, my friend, he made a triumphant return, I should say, to the stage. And I dare say that he might be sounding the best he has in years. And what you're seeing here is something I provided for Evil. I'm calling into you live from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. You ever been to Pigeon Forge, Ruben?
No, but I have heard of it. I know, yeah.
Well,
Go
we're
ahead.
here at a hotel in Pigeon Forge outside Dollywood, where we have been shooting a pilot, which I have provided an image to Evil here of. It is Vince Neil's bumper car extravaganza. So Vince has decided since the doctor told him the doctor's orders, he can't drive. No more race cars. All right. No more wheelsmanship for Vince. So we had a big meeting, me, Zolt, Blando, and him backstage, and we thought, what other form of driving or entertainment does Vince really, really love that he could go do that the doctor would still sign off on at this time? And so he has always had a love for bumper cars, my man. I mean, people don't know this. This guy gets to amusement park and he will just, for 2 or 3 hours, just hit the line over and over with the little kids and hit the bumper cars. So I was like, I just floated past some people at some, possibly Netflix or some other, just saying some channels, and said, so they said, shoot a pilot. And Vince was like, fuck it. I'm alive. The doctor said I could fucking do it. So, man, I'm telling you, Vinnie Mac is back. And so we're shooting since he's free of a woman right now. He had the women shackles for a while.
How is that going? Because he's always had, and it, I think for the most part, a lot of the women he has as partners, he has for a period of time. I mean, you would think at this point he'd be a little bit broken up between that and the health scare that he had.
Well, I mean, this is the thing about Vance, is that every time you think you knock him out, he just gets back up, man. And he's ready to go a couple more rounds. I mean, they tried to sack his ass years ago for that crabby guy, and they sold 10 tickets at every theater on that tour, and they were begging for him to come back. And he came back ready to rock. Okay, I'm just saying, Vince has, if they were to make like a true biopic, not of the Dirt and Motley Crue, okay, just of Vince Neil and his life, between the car accident and the jail and the rebound, losing his daughter in the rebound, getting kicked out of crew in a rebound, now a couple of different failed marriages and some marriage woes, broken hearts. Vince is a loyal man, as you know, Ruben. He's put his time in with these ladies. He's tried to show them the world. But in his time of need, when his health was down, Ruben, I'm going to let you know, bro, they were nowhere to be found. But me and Zolt and Blando were right there, bedside, when he needed us. All right, so we're shooting a pilot, Vince Neil's bumper car extravaganza. We're hoping to get picked up. We're going to find out. I'm very, 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 I think this is going to be Vince's ultimate return, man. I'm telling you. People don't even know.
I mean, I guess I'm trying to figure things out because Motley's got that Vegas residency. Looks like that gig, that show that they were doing at that all-inclusive in Mexico has been scrapped. They were doing that with Leopard and a bunch of other bands there.
Well,
Um,
the flying internationally right now might be a little bit tricky with some of the health precautions we're keeping an eye on. The
mm,
American doctors here we feel a little bit more confident in, which is why we ran a couple of shows, to see how Vince would do.
yeah.
And again, I feel in my heart a triumphant return for a man who is, being
Now,
told by medical professionals that he would never be on stage again, Ruben.
do you think that was for dramatics, or do you buy into that? I mean, you're kind of biased, though. I mean, he is paying you, and your wages do hinge on him doing these gigs.
Um, I am his number one assistant, his personal confidant, his driver, his manager for the Vince Neil band. I'm his bass player. I mean, I'm rapping it. I'm covering all bases is what I'm trying to get to here.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you right now, they can say what they want. People are always going to doubt Vince, but here's the bottom line, Ruben. I was in the lobby. I
Mm,
drove him to the appointment. I heard the doctor's words. He said, "No more stage, bro. No more stage time."
that's
And
it.
Vince said,
Mm,
and I knew, as
well,
soon as I heard that, I knew I had to jump in. I was like, hold on. That's how we eat, Doc.
right.
That's how we eat. Like you can't
But
just walk in and be like, don't ever play a gig again to Vince Neil,
you
dog. What?
also
I know this medical degree from over here from University of Tennessee says this on the wall, bro, but that don't mean you're gonna stop Vinnie Mac from getting up there and hitting every third or fourth word with a hem and a ha like he knows how to do, bro. I've taught him
right.
how to do it. I've taught him. I've trained him like a dog, man.
Like a dog. Well, so okay, so you're saying he's back up and running. I mean, I don't know. He could very well be. I mean, this is really early to tell, right? I mean, is he ready for the grind of the residencies and doing all these various fly-in gigs that he does, to Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights kind of things. And yeah, it's funny that you brought that up about the cars and the, this what is it, reality show? What is it exactly? It's a reality show type thing.
Well, yeah. So, like, we were originally going to try to shoot a pilot about his love for race cars again and his continuing passion for motorsports. And we even were in talks with, a friend of his from another four-letter 80s band that
Rat,
likes to be, well, I'm
Piercy,
not going to name names because that's on him to
because
speak
he's a,
his
he's
piece
another
about it.
car
But
guy. He was like into
another, the race
the
car guy, exactly. And
dragsters, right?
yeah, exactly. And so, like, I even had as Vince's personal confidant and manager, I reached out to a couple of people. I threw a
Right.
call into the main man of AC/DC, Brian Johnson,
Oh
because
yeah.
he also likes to race a race car around the. They like to all turn left in circles and go
Right.
fast. I don't know what's with these front men like dogs on a little track running around in
Hmm.
circles, turning left all the time, pressing the gas pedal. That's just what they like to do, man. I can name so many frontmen that just want to drive on a little circle track and fast. And that's just, I think, because they're all small people, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, the point is, getting back to it. So when we couldn't do the doctor nixed the race car pilot of the, running a reality show based on the race cars, and I was like, what's the next best thing? And Vince has been spending a lot of times on the after he gets out of his rehab. We come over here because his rehab's in Pigeon Forge. So we come right over here at Dollywood, and we just get in line, bro. And he hits these bumper cars for hour after hour after hour. See,
Mm.
people are thinking that he was losing weight because of the health issue. He's losing weight because he's spending more time in the bumper cars and less time at the buffet line, bro. And that was the goal.
What about the concerns of the guy drinking excessively? Because that it almost seems like that comes along. That goes hand in hand with bloat, right? And I think Vince has got a lot of bloat in the gut or in the tummy. How about that? We use
But
tummy.
there, due to HIPAA regulations, I can't get into every single thing the doctor has advised. But I did initially hear no more live shows, no more drinking. We're kind of like the
Mm.
number one, number two factors going on in the situation. Now, I'm not going to get into all the things that went on, but the point of it is that we can't say he's going to be completely alcohol free forever, but we could definitely say we're controlling consumption levels and
Mm.
maintaining the health routines as much as we can with a proper, just in and out daily training,
Wow.
and then the bumper cars are helping distract him from the things that he's lacking in life, the girl and the booze and
Mm.
the late night parties. The bumper cars are only open, Ruben, from 9 a.m.
Right.
to 9 p.m. So at 3 a.m., we can't get the bumper cars open. Even Dolly Parton won't even open it for Vince Neil at Dollywood, bro. She won't open
Out
the
of
gates at 3
curiosity,
a.m.
I mean, now that you bring up Dolly Parton, what's your opinion on uh, the Motley, Dolly collaboration for that Home Sweet Home? I mean, it's almost like they
Well,
just
that's
spliced her vocal in there.
Well, that's how we got the access to Dollywood for the pilot episode for the bumper car extravaganza, which we are now shooting. So
Mm.
that was the Dolly connection there. Well, actually, they weren't able to get together in person because again, Vince was having some health scares, some health issues at the time. That he really missed out on that, and his dear friend Oz. I know that really hit Vince hard, and so that's part of maybe the reason why he's coming back, swinging with both fists out, coming out of the corner, ready to fight, because he's feeling like, if he's going to go out, he's going to go out swinging on stage, man. These people don't understand. There might be eventually one last wild side, and then it's over. You never know.
Mm.
So,
Wow. So
yeah.
that really put
So,
things into perspective for Vince, huh?
well, I mean, you have a health scare, then all you can do is Zoom chat with Dolly while she's in the studio with Frankie, and you're sitting on the by side in the fucking hospital bed. These things happen, man. Life is a roller coaster. Hence why we're at Hollywood, bro. Roller
Hmm.
coaster ride. Life is a roller coaster, man. So I'm just saying, like, we just worked real hard to get him back on his feet in a short amount of time as possible because he felt like life is for living and dying is for the dying, and he ain't dead yet. So
Mm.
Vince is going to come out and he's going to give you, I mean, I listen to those live performances, Ruben. What do you think? I mean,
I don't know.
he
I
might as
mean,
be as good as he's ever been.
oh, I think as good as he's ever been was on the Feel Good tour, personally. I mean, having caught that couple times and seen them a handful of times in thereafter, I think. I mean, again, everybody has an opinion. Your take is that he's back and I guess as good as ever. Um, yeah.
I mean, the crowd was chanting and they
Well,
were
they were
cheering
drunk. Come on, Dana. They were drunk.
Well, do you expect anyone to go to a rock show and not have a drink,
Well,
couple of
I'm just
rose
saying.
sodas, my
I'm just
friend?
saying. People get
I
caught up in
mean,
that, right? I mean, people cheer for Don
well,
Dokken. Have you seen Don Dokken recently? I mean, come on, Dana.
don't even come on.
Come
You are
on.
going to try to put Vince in the Don Dawkins
Well,
category.
I mean, I
Oh,
mean,
Vince blows Don Dawkins out of the water.
well,
Oh.
okay, to a degree, but
We'll do Home Sweet Home tomorrow, and then you can have Dawn come
alone
up and do
again.
Alone Again right after,
He
and we'll
can't do
see who's
that. He
got it,
can't do
bro.
that.
Well,
Stop. He
exactly.
can't
We'll
do
see
that.
who's got
He
it.
can't do that. You
So
know.
Home Sweet Home mops him up every time, bro. That's why Vince gets the big bucks, bro, and Donnie D's getting the shekels left behind, as Wendell would say, right?
Yeah,
Evil's
yeah,
brother Wendell. I've
yeah.
heard that guy.
Evil's brother.
Those two guys get together. Him and Donkey get together, and they do some weird things, man.
Well,
I'm
you're
telling
you're
you.
not ever catching
Oh.
yourself velcroing or putting Vince's shoes on or zipping up his pants or anything like
Oh
that.
hell no! I had to drive him around, and like monitor his diet a little bit and kind of cut back some consumption. It was getting, remember back at Easter I talked to you. He was
Yeah,
going
I
off the
remember you were
rails with the
having the
lamb
Easter.
shanks
Yeah,
and the pot roast, and
right.
yeah, he was just so might have been a little overload there. That he was already having some issues, and then that might have been a contributing factor. So but no, Vince can tie his shoes, bro. Come on, oh no, Vince is still. Oh, I would tell you, last night
I
Vince
mean,
might have had two or three girls over at the house, bro. Vince can handle his business.
okay, I was just wondering because
The
that's one
doctor
of
just
the
doesn't want him driving because of the ticker. He doesn't want any extra stress on the ticker, and
right.
and the race car, same thing. When you're 60 something years old, trying to get in a race car might not be the best idea. So.
Hmm.
So we were just trying to, do some general parameters that might help the man. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, a little bit of a bad connection there, and we're back on board here. So you were catching
Well,
us
I
up
was
to
trying
speed on
not to do
everything,
the cell phone for this, Rube. I was trying not to do the cell phone for this, but I'm in the
right?
hotel and I don't know if the landline would be any better.
Right. So okay,
Yeah.
so you were all right. So we were talking Vince, how he's better than ever, I guess, and we were having a little bit of a disagreement as far as what you see versus what I saw and what have seen in the past. But again, he is back on stage, so we'll give him that. And what's the expectations? I mean, get back on track with regularly scheduled fly-ins and stuff like that. I know you did these shows with Piercy and Brett Michaels. Now, I guess for what's your take on Vince kind of taking on more of a supporting role here with Brett? Because it is a shift of positions as far as the bill. And when Motley was doing the stadium tour, Poison was at the right after Joan Jett, and then what was it? Was it Poison and Leopard or Motley and Leopard, right? And then Poison and then Joan Jett. So now there's a little bit
Yeah,
of a shift
absolutely.
where now Vince is doing a little bit more of a supporting role for Brett, and then you got Piercy too, who's typically a headliner. I mean, on a smaller scale.
Well, it's kind of like flip a coin with those three, right? I mean, you got three of the biggest
Right.
80s stars in the rock LA scenes. And so, I think because it was the party gras, it's kind of Brett's party at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The tour was launched by him and he is inviting different friends.
Right.
And, Vince and Brett, they go way back. There's a respect there as frontmen who have to take a lot of the slings and arrows of rock and roll fortune, so to speak, So, I
It
mean,
seems to
those
me that
guys,
it seems like Vince always gets along with everybody, right? I mean, he tends to get along with Piercy, obviously. Doesn't seem to have any bad blood between himself and Brad, or probably the Poison guys. Because if you remember years ago, there was that interview that Mick and Nikki did, and you know, the newscaster asked Nikki and Mick who rocked harder in the '80s, Poison or Motley Crue, and Nikki blew a gasket and called the guy a fucking asshole on air or whatever. But it doesn't seem like Vince is that touchy about things.
little Frankie is a little sensitive sometimes. He gets nervous about me around because I'm just fucking Dana.
Right.
I don't even know why he's tripping, but
Hmm.
Frankie's a little bit of a sensitive creature about Motley, and it's kind of like I don't know. He looks at it as like his only child, It's not like he has a lot of kids. He's got one kid. It's the crew. So
Hmm.
Vince is a little more freewheeling, having a good time, good with everybody as long as they're good with him. I told you at the Easter there was only a few rules, and the rules was, you know, um, no Axel, but we even threw the invite out to him. So that even showed you at Easter how Vince was feeling in his heart. He was trying to bend some
Hmm.
wrong, right some wrongs or something from the
Right.
past, man. So
Right.
so there was only a few people that he's ever really had true beef with. Vince is a man of the people. Let's just call it straight.
Hmm.
Vinnie Mac is a man of the people, and that's where he's at his best. In front of the people, with the people. It's not with having a good time with the other musicians backstage. Never a bad thing. But Vince is there for the fans. I don't know how. The fact that he's on stage 10 months after what he went through just tells you everything you need to know about this man's spirit. He's a fighter. He's a fighter, like a Muhammad Ali type, and he's never going to stop fighting.
Mm.
So.
Right. Okay.
I can't speak to what the long-term prognosis is. I'm not, privy of everything. I just know we had clearance from the doctor's orders, passed all the, agent insurance requirements for Vince to get on stage and sing, and we were able to get that done. So, one step at a time, a bumper car extravaganza, and some more tour dates with
Right.
Vince's band, and then we'll see if I think there's going to be some plans to relaunch some crew dates that they got to make up. I would imagine.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know they have that residency thing in Vegas, which kind of probably puts a, well, but you're doing slaughter as well. So tell us a little bit about the slaughter thing, which you guys aren't using Zoltan, which I always refer to as the dollar store Tommy Lee. I mean, it's almost like he's lead drumming back there. Somewhat distracting, don't you think, or no? Kind of gotten used to it at this point.
Everyone has a different opinion about the Zolt style, you know, but if you think about it, there's no, I mean, you could say dime store, okay, Tommy's got tats. Tommy's
Sure.
got a 10-inch bone. Tommy has Brittany Furlan.
Right,
You know, these are things that other men, mere
right,
mortals, don't possess. I'm sorry, there's
sure,
only one T-bone. Like I'm
right,
just telling you. So
right,
Zolt has very few tats, if any at all. I don't even
right.
know. But and I mean the theatrics on the drums. I think, you know, just from the backstage antics, we understand there might be some ADHD and some things going on there. The guy's kind of like a hamster on a wheel. He's just spinning
Yeah,
around too, you know, and he's just milling around doing. If he's not rat tat tat in your head with the drumstick, then he's over here, you know, putting, you know, bologna sandwiches
right.
together and then
Yeah.
trying to get some drum sounds out of them with his sticks and his. I'm just saying the guy is just he's a busybody. So the drumming show, it's either you either can deal with it or you can't, and if you
Right.
can't, then don't come see Vince Neil band. No, he's not. He's not drumming in Slaughter because it would be too much double duties. He's not. Vince's. My heart is in
Hmm.
Slaughter. My paycheck is with Vince. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying, Rube? And so,
yeah, yeah.
you
No, I
know,
get it.
I have a loyalty to Mark, and me and Mark are, you know, and Blando obviously helps round out both of these things, so I don't have to worry about
You,
who's hitting the guitar for us. You know,
I mean, you
he's
have a
a
thing.
man of many hats.
You have a thing for chubby singers. I mean, it's like you got Vince and you got Mark.
As we get older, it's and as more and more of, you know, the show offerings have the full catering and spread
Oh
backstage,
yeah.
and then if we're on the cruises, then there's the buffets.
Oh yeah.
It's really hard to keep us old guys out of the food line, and sometimes, you know, it's like maybe one less dinner roll there, Vince. Maybe one
Right.
less slice of pork chop there, Mark Slaughter. I'm just saying, man. You know,
Yeah.
cut it back a little bit. You know, as a manager, I'm always trying to, you know, I'm always trying to nip and tuck at the edges and pull these guys back. But, you know, they're again when they got 10 girls over here, 40 to 55, you know, 200 to 250, also
Hmm.
packing in some meals and encouraging them to, and then saying, let's go back with her little food fight back at your room, Mr. Slaughter. It's
Right.
gonna be hard to keep these guys off the ham and the extra rolls. They're taking these girls back there to feed them, man.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this is the life of a rock star, though. This is what people don't understand. It's like this isn't like a we don't wake up at 7:30 to be there by 8. You know, that's just
Right.
not how it works. You know, you might give a tap on Vince's door at 4:30 in the afternoon like that, and then you know, a couple of Omega Moo types open the door and they're feeding him and massaging his feet and, you know, doing his hair and putting the tan on his the tan lotion on his skin. I'm just telling you, man, it's a different lifestyle for these guys.
So
So.
so he's not getting what would we say? Women that are shapely, and it's more like the full figured types.
We're all older, so I mean,
No, no, no. I
go
mean,
go if you
I've seen the
if you
chicks on
go to
those
the
cruises. Yeah. I
if you
mean,
yeah if you go to the meet and greet, Ruben, and you stand in line, you tell me what you're seeing. I mean,
no, yeah.
might be a couple of
Yeah.
ladies in there who
I
are
mean,
physically fit and keeping themselves nice and
oh,
trim, but
and
there might
probably
be
some
some
really
in this
stinky
line.
warthogs too, right?
There's some cross-eyed
I mean,
350,
I
you
know.
know.
I don't know if you caught the part of one of the segments that Evil and I did, where Mike Tramp was accused of shoving a fan, and I mean, I think she was probably just getting touchy feely, probably stinky, sweaty, and he was like, "Get away from me," and on to the next, right? Because I was at that what was it called, Pickathon or Pluckathon or something like that in Ohio, and it was like 100 degrees and like, 80% humidity or something like that. How do you guys handle that kind of stuff when you get the really stinky, fans try to hang from you and stuff like that?
Well, I everyone takes a different tact. Everyone has a different approach. Me, Data, the real Data Strum, I fight fire with fire.
What are you,
I don't
stinky
even put
too?
on, I don't put deodorant
Oh,
on.
so you let him have it.
And then I get right up on him with some swamp crotch, and I always wear all black so that way like I get extra sweaty. And I'm a
Oh
sweat
no.
hog too, myself. I'm a kind of guy that's got a lot of sweating going on. So I just get right up on him and just, hey, if you want to get some of this smell and some of this, stinky, drenchy sweat all over you, baby, and then they just run the other way. They're where's Zoltan, where's Blando,
Oh
where's
jeez.
somebody else? I don't want to meet this guy.
Yeah.
So if that's what I got to do, but so these, there could be meet and greets brings all sorts. So I mean, there's
Mm-hmm.
been times where we saw a really shapely 9 or a 10 come up for Vince to get the photo,
No.
and I've always been a big fan. And then she starts pulling out, you know, I'm telling you, weird stuff. Photos that she made of him and her together. Then all of a sudden,
Is
there's
it
like a
is it like
little,
the
I don't
Jerry
know.
Dixon's daughter Facebook account where it's like
Well,
this Spaniard chick that claims to be the daughter of Jerry Dixon from Warren, and she really sloppily cut and pastes photoshops herself into the photos.
you
I
are
mean,
100% over target with the type of people
ah,
that we're talking about.
yeah.
These, I
Oh
mean,
boy.
this lady literally had like almost like a voodoo doll she made of
Oh no.
Vince, and she was like dressing him up, and she wanted him to pose with the voodoo doll. I was like,
Oh
no, no,
jeez.
Vince, that could be bad juju, man.
No shit.
So
Wow.
I'm telling you, then they bring him. One time, this lady brought him it was a big portrait that someone painted, and it wasn't
Mm.
just of Vince; it was Vince and her.
Oh.
Why
Oh
would
jeez.
why would Vince want a picture of?
Yeah.
Okay, lady.
Right.
She wants a picture of you on his wall. That's
Jeez.
hanging in Vince's garage last time I checked.
So so out of
By some
curiosity,
gardening tools.
out of curiosity, I mean, have you ever flown in that plane that his ex was on when that pilot wrecked into that airport and stuff? I mean, were you ever on that
Yeah,
particular plane?
I don't know if I was on that one, but there's a few in the fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Vince is a co-owner of with a couple other gentlemen and that use these jets, and they're corporate types and other businesses and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
so you know. Yeah, Vince is an airplane mechanic. That's about as far out of his sphere as you can get, man. I mean, this
Right.
guy's over here. He's looking for a slice of pizza and a blonde with some big triple D's.
Right.
There's no way he's worried about altitude or
Right.
how high we are or whether the engine number two is functioning. So, no, I mean, we got blame that on the FAA. Where's their guys inspecting these things, man? We're just a bunch of rockers getting on with some booze and some chicks and a
So
couple
wait a minute.
sandwiches, and
Are
we're
are you
trying to
gonna
get
are you gonna
somewhere.
play are you gonna blame Doge for that?
Well, I don't know who's in charge of
Right.
these budgetary, but I think plane crashes have been going on no matter who's in charge, right? So
Right.
someone's not inspecting
Well, yeah.
properly.
I mean, just think of the Randy Rhoads mishap, right?
Exactly. Someone's not clearly, well, that might have, rumor has it that one was a little bit more, might have been
Well,
drug
yeah.
and alcohol fueled as
Which,
well. I mean,
allegedly.
not too many people should be getting in airplanes with people on cocaine.
Yeah.
Just a word of advice from the real Dana Strum. If the pilot's on coke, you get off the plane. That's when you hit the ejector seat and you're trying to
Yeah.
grab a raft or something and hope for
So,
the best.
so being that as Ozzy passed, and I know you're the guy that introduced Randy to Ozzy. Now, what was the deal with Randy? I mean, he always looked like he was a little bit effeminate.
I
And you have a thing with effeminate guys because you think of Vinnie Vincent.
No, LA is full of them, man. It's a strange place. They call it Hollywood for a reason, man. I mean, these people are, there's a lot of fruitcakes running around there, and they might wear all kinds of things. Some of these guys would like. I remember back in the day, they'd go shopping at the Hustler store for their outfits to wear on
Mm,
stage. I was like, why would you wear that, my man? Come
right.
on. So, I mean, if you look at me, I mean, I had a little Aquanet period, because I was trying to stay in vogue, but I always try to at least have just a button-up shirt and a pair of pants on, man, come on. No one wants to see guys in G-strings or, assless chaps or something, these
Oh,
ridiculous
right.
things. So as let's just say the music industry, it takes all types. And if you're going to be Well, I've heard the stories from Evil about his brothers and his family in
Oh yeah.
Pennsylvania. Oh
Well,
yeah, so
yeah.
if you're
I
gonna be
mean,
like that, you don't want to come to Hollywood. Oh no, 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 no. Just stay back in the
they,
tweet and the
yeah,
sticks, man.
yeah. They
You
were
don't want to be here.
slightly. I think that family's just a notch above evolution of the clip clops, if you know what I mean. Like, I mean, they just did barely one notch
Oh,
above the Amish.
I'm pretty familiar because that's kind of who we perform to, Ruben. I mean, we go around the country to some pretty backwoods spots and
Sure.
get treated like royalty because they come out the trailers and they want to see Vince. They know the crew every
Right.
time, man. They may not know anything else, but they know Feel Good and Home Sweet Home every time.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's our bread and butter. But those people, if they're not going to be comfortable with, say, Vicky Vincent, then they might
Mm-hmm.
not want to come to L.A. and play music. Or even now, I'm in Tennessee, and now even
Right.
Nashville's got some. So because a lot of the New York and L.A. scene moved out, or Vegas even left and went to Tennessee, my man. So good low taxation and a lot of recording studios and producers availability. So I'm just saying, like, if you're really if that worried about that stuff, the music industry, Hollywood's probably not gonna be the kind of
Right.
place you might see some things backstage that might burn your retinas right out of your
Mm.
head. I'm just
Right.
telling you, man.
Right.
So I've had to navigate a few things over 40 years in the rock industry, and Randy was just trying, I think, be in vogue. Hence the
Mm-hmm.
hairstyle and the general, the polka dots, and all of these
Yeah.
things he thought he was doing. It was the late 70s, early 80s. It was
Sure.
times were different then. Your ability to get to fashion was whatever you could find on the corner of Hollywood and Sunset or something.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, just real quick. I mean, with the passing of Ozzy, I mean, do you have a good Ozzy story? What do you have as far as Ozzy?
Well, I mean, he came to me many, many moons ago looking for musicians, and I tried to point him towards, to the ones that I thought would really make Ozzy get to that next,
Mm-hmm.
plateau that he needed to get to. And I think I have a pretty good ear and an eye for who can play an instrument, and so I think to pinpoint one story would be really, really hard, but. There was the first time that Randy came into the studio with a polka dot guitar, and
Mm.
Ozzy looked at him and said, "Why would you want to wear that? That looks like a
Yeah.
moo cow, you know?"
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so I was like, "Oh, it does kind of look like a moo cow if you
Right.
bring it up." So that just that English sense of humor. So
Mm-hmm.
at any moment, he would give you just a pan-faced look and say something really funny and off the wall that only the Oz was thinking of, that no one
Right.
else in the room was paying attention to. So that's what I'll miss about the Oz. But I've been out of his circle for so long.
Right.
I've been in the Vince camp now, and we're working with Mark and the Slaughter
Mm-hmm.
Boys. That really keeps but
Right.
and we don't really get much chance. I mean, Oz and them were on a whole nother plateau and level
Right.
as far as the shows they were doing. So but all respect to the man, and I know Vince has a very special place because his first big tours were with Ozzy, and Ozzy really grabbed him and took him under his wing and showed him how to drink the drink and score the chicks
What,
and
and
do the
snort the
stuff.
ants
And
and all that shit? Did
Vince saw it all with that man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, there were some moments for those two. There was
Yeah.
just them in a limo with a lot of girls, and the girls had no clothes. That kind
No.
that
Oh,
kind of thing,
right. Yeah.
So
Well, here's what we'll
yeah.
do. Let's see if we can play a clip of Vince addressing the crowd. I think this was one. I think it's August 3rd, so it hasn't been that long ago. It's just a few days back.
Oh, I think were we in Bethel?
Yeah, that's
Bethel, New
right. That's
York.
right. See,
Yeah.
see, that's what
I'm on it,
happens.
man.
That's what happens when you have
When
an alcohol and drug-free mind and body, right?
and you're the road manager for
And you're
Vince
the road
Neil.
manager.
You better know how to get to Bethel because that's out in the woods, man. Oh,
So
yeah.
I think you can see
Because
that, right?
sometimes if you don't know how to get there, words were the wise from Dana. You might not know how to get out.
Right.
So
So
yeah,
can you
this
see
is a
that?
show. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're
Okay.
good, man.
Okay, so let's play this because I think this is where he talks to the crowd.
And I just want to
Okay, you can hear that, right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Okay, there we go.
that's Vance.
I had a medical thing
And
happen
there's Zoltan.
a few months ago.
So,
Doctor
on
told
the
me,
kid.
you're probably never going to go on stage again. And I said, I looked at him and I go, fuck you, man. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. Because you people out here make me want to come back and see it time and time and time again. So, thank you. I love you guys.
Yeah. Old Vince. I mean, he told somebody to fuck off or something, right? The doctor. He said, "Fuck you."
The fighting spirit of
There
Vinnie
you go.
Mac right there. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you, he's there's no one's gonna tell him what to do at this
Right.
point. He's the king fucking cheese of
Oh,
the
and there
crew,
you are.
dude.
You
Yeah.
fist pumped him. There you go.
Oh, because I'm feeling him.
You think Zoltan
I know in
overdoes
my
it with
heart
the hair
he's
dye?
back.
Look at Zoltan though. He overdoes it with the hair dye, right?
He might see a salon once in a while with Vince to make sure their hair looks right.
He's worse than Evil's brother Neely with the hair with it just for men.
I think I'm just gonna say if you really take a look across the stage, there's some pretty good mains on these guys. We all
Sure.
have some pretty good salon. We can
Yeah.
see some ladies for our hair.
Well, let's just catch a few seconds of this, just so we can hear.
You don't look
Vince's
like
vocal.
Blando without a little help from the ladies.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
just gonna tell you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Let's do a shout! Put some fucking dicks in. Let's do this shit, man. Come on.
Dana, have you ever seen those videos of the drummer at the wrong gig?
Oh yeah. I know
That's
what you're
that's
talking
what
about.
Zoltan reminds me of. He's like at a totally different gig.
Well, he might be in his own world. I think when your name is Zoltan, I mean,
Yeah.
who else is there even a doppelganger for you in the world?
Right.
I don't think that's possible. You might be one of one.
Well, let's
But
check.
if you close your eyes and open your ears, tell me what you're hearing. It sounds like Crew, dude.
Well, that's true. It's true. With a better bass player, I think.
I'm
right.
plugged in. I can
Yeah, you're
promise
plugged
you
in.
that. I'm plugged in.
Right. All right. Here we go. Well, he is doing his thing as per usual, you know. So there you go.
I'm telling you.
A little bit of a
Well,
peek at what Vince is capable of doing these days after his health scare that he said he had.
a life scare for sure,
Life
man.
scare,
No,
there you
almost
go.
those thought he was knocking on death's door. Yeah, it's
there
very
you
scary
go.
moments there. So
All right.
we're just glad that triumphantly returned to the stage, and hopefully everybody will be able to tune in. I will come back and make a firm announcement to you and my brother Evil for
Oh yeah.
the bumper car extravaganza. Yeah, well, if this
Yeah,
launches, we're gonna have some we're gonna put rock stars in bumper cars, and they're gonna just go full throttle right at each other, and we're gonna see the results.
Now, with that
Bumper
said,
car
I mean,
extravaganza.
is there a chance you'll have like a special appearance by Vinnie Vincent?
Well, I've reached out to Vicky,
Oh,
Sep,
Vicky. I'm sorry, Vicky.
some of the guys, and some of the man. Let's get it straight, because I don't want to go on record as
Right, right.
not
Vicky
using the
Vincent. Vicky
proper.
Vincent. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vicky, Sep. We talked to Sep.
Mm.
We're talking to some of the guys in Warrant. We're
Mm.
gonna talk to we're see if George Lynch and one of his skinny jeans guy wants to go against me and
Oh,
Vince head to head
Andrew
in some bumper
Freeman.
car action. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that's his name. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
the little
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And
The little guy.
so yeah, so we're gonna yeah, we're gonna do some we're gonna have some interesting combos of people. I was trying to get the Peace Brothers, but they were kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
old and they were worried about their necks when the bumper cars,
Right.
Carmine's is a little up there, so I don't
Yeah.
think he wanted to get slammed around in a bumper car by Vince Neil.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah. But
Well, there you
maybe
go.
I'm hopeful that maybe Johnny Five would get in
Oh.
on the bumper car extravaganza. Maybe him and T-Bone versus me and Vince. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We'll see if we can work it out. So yeah,
All right.
I don't think Frank's gonna do it because he
Yeah.
said that he would only be on the show if Alan Kovac could drive him in his bumper car, and I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think Alan's gonna get in the bumper
No.
cars. So
No. Yeah.
no, so.
Okay.
But we'll see. So when that launches, we'll be in touch. And I just want to say thank you
Sure.
to all the fans, all the CMSers out there. Thank you to Brother Evil for setting
For
me up
the
with you for
invite.
this. And
Yeah.
yes, yeah, Vince is at least back on stage. He's not dead. He's alive. He will be
Mm-hmm.
playing shows, and we're trying to keep the the
Right.
healthy weight on him, not the
Cool.
excessive stuff that we don't need. Right.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Well,
So
sounds good.
also be looking in the mail. I'm
Mm.
gonna get you a bumper extravaganza T-shirt and some
Ooh.
pink fuchsia bunny slippers might be coming in the mail for Ruben. All right,
All right.
a little
Nice.
gift from Vance. Yeah, a
Sure.
little gift
Why
from
not?
Vance. All right,
Why not? Cool.
All right,
All right.
we'll talk again soon.
Yep.
Right. All right.
Right.
I'm gonna
Sounds
get back
good.
to it here at Dollywood. All right.
All right.
Bye.
We'll talk soon. Yeah. Right.
Raise your horns high.